Be a good person, spread the gospel, give people something to believe in, and just show that if you give your best, it's good enough. You know, I feel like people in life are so hard on themselves. You give your best and you come up short, and people just want to give up all the time. It's like, give your best. Don't worry about what outsiders who have not worked for nothing have to say, and focus on delivering your best. And that's all I've ever done is give.
This was never meant to play out like this. What began as a power move, a flashy public flex designed to scream perfect life, instantly morphed into one of the most painfully awkward, jaw-dropping moments viewers have witnessed in years. Because the second Claressa Shields spoke, the whole vibe flipped. This wasn't just a casual interview anymore. This was a full-on exposure. When she sat down to spill about Papoose, the money, the lifestyle, and who's footing which bill, it stopped sounding like love and started sounding like a relationship teetering on collapse. And the instant that $10,000 tale dropped, everything shattered. You could practically feel the room shift. Questions got sharper, energy got tense, and suddenly, the polished image they'd been peddling didn't match reality. Here's the kicker. You can't brag someone manages it all and then show them visibly sweating over missing $10,000, live, on air, for everyone to see. That's not just messy, that's a glaring contradiction. And let's be honest, in today's world, contradictions don't stay buried. They explode online. But it didn't stop there. Eyes got closer, and people didn't just hear words. They noticed the distance, sensed the tension, caught the awkward silences, and realized this wasn't some romantic fairy tale. It was a hot, messy, complicated disaster.
Good person, spread the gospel, give people something to believe in, and just show that if you give your best, it's good enough. You know, I feel like people in life are so hard on themselves. You give your best and you come up short, and people just want to give up all the time. It's like, give your best. Don't worry about what outsiders who have not worked for nothing have to say, and focus on delivering your best. And that's all I've ever done is give my best. And I have been okay with it. I gave my best in MMA.
What everyone assumed would be a harmless relationship reveal has spiraled into a slow-motion public meltdown. And the more you dig, the harder it is to ignore the chaos simmering beneath the surface. Because this was never just about romance. It was about image. From day one, Claressa Shields didn't just announce a relationship. She curated a narrative. Sleek, confident, untouchable, every detail carefully staged to scream perfection. But stories like that don't shatter all at once. They fracture in moments. The first real crack? The second she took her seat at the Breakfast Club. At first, it felt routine, calm, poised, strategic. But then the conversation slipped. Details started spilling out. Not tiny, harmless details, financial ones. Who pays for what? Who bankrolls a lifestyle? Who's running the behind-the-scenes show? Instantly, the tone flipped. Once money hits a public spotlight, especially in a relationship already under microscope, admiration morphs into justification. And boy, did people notice. Then came the bombshell, the $10,000 story. Initially playful, almost a joke, two choices, a casual pick. But the fallout? That's where it got messy, because Papoose went with $1.
I lost the fight in MMA, but I gave my best, and the only way I was able to live with that fight and that loss is because I know I gave my best in training camp, I gave my best in the fight, I had 8 stitches taken out my head 3 days before the fight, but hey, I gave my best. And if you give your best, and that's to anybody in here, if you give your best, whether you come up short or not, it's okay. Do it again, and maybe you'll come on top next time, but just don't.
The entire carefully crafted narrative started collapsing because the same man hyped up as handles it all suddenly reacted in a way that shattered that image entirely. This wasn't a minor slip. It was a glaring contradiction. And once the audience spotted it, there was no hitting rewind. Questions didn't just begin, they snowballed. If it's really in control of everything, why the reaction? If the relationship is solid, why does it feel staged? And more importantly, why does it read like it's being tested instead of lived with? But instead of stepping back, Claressa Shields doubled down. More interviews, more explanations, more declarations of how flawless everything was. That's when tension spiked again, because every time Layla Allah's name dropped, the tone shifted. No longer casual, no longer neutral, but personal, like a lingering, unresolved conflict creeping back in. Sharp-eyed viewers noticed, because repeated mentions usually mean deeper drama. Yet the real kicker was already sitting in plain sight. While this romance was being pushed under the spotlight, one fact refused to fade. Papoose was still legally tied to Remy Ma. Separated maybe, but not divorced. And that detail changed everything. No matter how polished the story, that legal reality couldn't be rewritten. The longer it lingered, the louder the questions became. 2 years, still no closure, no resolution, no clean break. That's not a delay, it's a situation. And situations like this don't stay silent. They fester, stack up, and wait for the exact moment when one slip reveals everything. By the time they exited the interview, the damage was done. But viewers didn't anticipate just how much more would spill, without a single word. Because sometimes silence screams louder than statements ever could. As Papoose and Claressa Shields stepped outside, cameras rolling, phones raised, eyes glued, the scene told a story no script could fix. No smiles, no natural chemistry, no subtle signals usually present between two solid partners. Instead, there was distance, physical, noticeable, intentional. He strode ahead, deliberate steps creating space not just physically, but emotionally. She followed cautiously, glances thrown, but no response returned. That wasn't awkward, it was revealing. Body language doesn't lie, it doesn't fake, it doesn't rehearse, it exposes. And what it revealed was a disconnect no interview could mask. That clip didn't just circulate, it detonated. Fans replayed, scrutinized, zoomed in on every gap. And yes, it meant something. Just when the drama couldn't escalate further, a twist dropped. 2 days later, same city, same energy, yet a new player stepped in. Remy Ma appeared front row at Cardi B's sold-out concert in New York. Front and center, Remy Ma was posting, smiling, radiating love like a headline, and almost instantly, another post from the same night, the same event, surfaced, this time from Papoose. And just like that, the narrative tilted again. Suddenly, it wasn't just about what was said on an interview, it was about timing, presence, chemistry, and the hint that behind-the-scenes reality wasn't matching the public show. The internet pounced. Comments flooded in. One line screamed louder than the rest. This isn't giving divorce. And just like that, the story cracked wider, because no matter how much was reposted, explained, or timed, it didn't read as accidental. It screamed layered, calculated, or at the very least eyebrow-raising complexity. As fans connected dots, they didn't stop. Behind the scenes, Claressa Shields tried to wrest back control. Messages, replies, clarifications, explanations, all meant to calm the storm. But instead, they fanned it. The more she spoke, the more it sounded like she was patching leaks already visible to everyone. And that's when the pattern became undeniable. Every time the relationship was spotlighted, a reaction followed, a contradiction appeared, a misfit moment, then an explanation, over and over. Same cycle, show, react, explain, repeat. But here's the kicker, cycles like that don't stabilize, they weaken. Because consistency doesn't need defense, it proves itself. And by now, there was no consistency. This wasn't a story anymore, it was a repeating pattern no one could unsee. Every clip, post, reaction, connecting like puzzle pieces that refuse to fit neatly. Step back, and it's obvious. The interview, the money drama, the $10,000 incident, body language, concert timing, repeated explanations, it's no coincidence. It's fragments of a bigger picture quietly unraveling in real time. And that's where confusion flips into concern. Because now, focus isn't only on what's being said, it's on what's not being said, what's dodged, what keeps leaking out. Claressa Shields hammering the same points. He does this. He pays for that. He's not like that. Over and over, stops feeling like reassurance, starts feeling like desperate insistence. And when someone insists that hard, people notice. Stability doesn't need repetition. It shows naturally. But here, nothing feels natural. Everything is staged, calculated, like every word is trying to glue together something already falling apart. And then there's Papoose, whose silence speaks louder than any statement. He's not clarifying, reinforcing, or aligning the narrative. He's retreating, giving space, letting chaos unfold without stepping in. And that silence, it doesn't calm, it magnifies. Because when one voice rises louder and the other fades, an imbalance forms, one the audience can feel through the screen. And that imbalance? That's exactly why defending the situation feels impossible. Then there's the timing of Remy Ma's every move. Because no matter how it's spun, no matter the explanation, her presence hovers over the entire drama. Not overtly, not loudly, but steadily enough to keep the question alive. Has anything truly ended? Or is this all just a real-time rebrand? Separation can be explained, but it can't be erased. And the longer that legal and emotional line remains unresolved, the messier everything gets, especially when it's being shoved into public spotlight this hard. At this stage, it isn't about who said what or who posted what. It's about alignment. And right now, nothing aligns. Words clash with reactions. Image clashes with energy. Story clashes with details. When disconnect repeats like this, it stops looking like a SMG no one can control. Not interviews, not captions, not scripted statements. The harder you try to polish it, the more obvious it becomes that it doesn't feel real. And that's exactly where this entire situation is sitting, dead center in the uncomfortable space between what's presented and what everyone actually sees. A space where every new moment doesn't clarify. It complicates. And the longer it lingers there, the harder it becomes to put back together. Public attention doesn't fade when confusion reigns. It locks in. It scrutinizes. It probes deeper until there's nothing left to explain, only more to reveal. And if this pattern keeps going, this isn't just a fleeting moment. It's a build-up. One that won't end quietly. One that won't resolve neatly. One that, piece by piece, turns perception into conclusion. And once that happens, forget controlling the narrative, all misunderstanding, and starts looking like slow-motion exposure, something you're only reacting. And here's the part nobody says aloud. It's not slowing down. It's escalating. Because every new detail doesn't fix the story. It fractures it further. Every explanation adds a layer. Every appearance sparks another question. People aren't waiting for clarity anymore. They're waiting for the collapse. That's exactly where this is heading. You cannot keep spinning a perfect image while cracks that's visible keep widening. You cannot keep repeating a narrative when the reactions scream otherwise. And controlling how people interpret what they see unfolding in real time? Forget it. This isn't gossip. It's perception solidifying into belief. And belief, that's what sticks. Right now, people aren't asking if something is off. They're asking how long it's been off. They are replaying clips, connecting dots that were never meant to meet publicly. And once the audience hits that point, narrative reset is impossible. There's only escalation, because truth doesn't always explode in one reveal. It leaks slowly through reactions, silence, and the moments nobody expected to matter.